What is up, our friends of film and video game fandoms, wherever you may be and however you may be watching and or listening? We appreciate you guys being here and giving us just a little bit of your time. We are, of course, The Harsh Truth, and as always, I am obviously not Frank. I don't know. He must have skipped this level again, but that's okay. You have me once again, the more video game adjacent person to talk about some more Mario Brothers movies, and I think we've got a pretty good one here. And of course, always my player two here to talk to me about this movie is of course my wife Tin Septim. And how are you this evening?
Doing good, doing good. Excited to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Very excited.
I guess I would say the as entertaining as the 1993 movie is, the superior Super Mario Brothers movie. Both are good in their own respects, but I think I have more positive things to say about this movie. Not that the 93 one was not fun, but if you want to see our thoughts about that, go check that out. We just did that on Tuesday. But yeah, we are here talking about the 2023 version. And of course, look at that. We always start with class every time we start the show. Of course, my mother is here watching all of my shenanigans. But like I said, so more Mario. The Super Mario Bros. Movie is a 2023 American animated adventure comedy film based on Nintendo's Mario video game franchise. Directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. And written by Matthew Fogel. The oh my good God. The film stars an ensemble voice cast led by Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, and Fred Armisen. The film follows brothers Mario and Luigi, two Italian-American plumbers who are separated after being transported to another world and become entangled in a battle between the Mushroom Kingdom, led by Princess Peach, and the Koopas, led by Bowser. The Super Mario Bros. Movie premiered at Regal LA Live on April 1st, ironically enough, 2023, and was released in the United States on April 5th by Universal Pictures. The film received mixed reviews from critics and grossed $1.36 billion, that's billion with a B, worldwide, breaking multiple box office records, including become the highest grossing film based on a video game and the first film based on a video game to gross over $1 billion. The film had a budget of $100 million, so that's all charts going upwards. We like that. On Rotten Tomatoes, 59% of 285 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 5.8 out of 10, which feels wrong. The website's consensus reads, quote, while it's nowhere near as thrilling as turtle tipping your way to 128 lives, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a colorful, albeit thinly plotted animated adventure that has about as many Nintendos as Nintendon'ts. And I would love to know who got paid to write that, because you should probably keep your day job. Yeah, that's a really weird I don't know how you can have 59% and a 5.8 out of 10 and saying like, well, it's not good. It's like, okay, but have you seen where we came from this? I think this is, from where we came from to begin with, with the Super Mario movie to this, and over $1 billion is nothing to sneeze at, especially with you having a budget of $100 million. Again, that's all green lights for me. So I don't know. I don't know who wrote these reviews, but I don't necessarily agree with that. So what are your quick thoughts before we I'm trying to think of another pun, like, I don't know, take this to level 2. Is this all right? I think with this, maybe the joke could be we hit that invisible wall in the back and we jump straight to like world 8, because I think we leveled up quite a bit for this one. What are your quick thoughts on this one?
I mean, we definitely leveled up from from the last one. Quick thoughts. This was a lot of fun. Seeing it in theaters was a lot of fun when it came out. Really enjoyed it then. it's a fun movie. A lot of fun to watch. My quick thoughts include the quick thoughts of when we watched in the theater for the first time, listening to the little kids in the audience, scream, "That's from Mario Kart. That's from Mario Odyssey. That's from
That's Super Smash Brothers.
That's Super Smash Brothers." There are a lot of references to all of the Mario franchise in this movie, and I love that. And I mean, this is a family friendly, fun movie for sure.
Yeah, I love having movie theater experiences that still stick out in my head, because while we went to see this movie in theaters, and we had to listen to this little kid. I mean, like, little kid. I don't even know if I want to say old enough to know better, but I mean, like, I get it, because like, you are how like I feel right now, kid. Like, inside, I'm just like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is really cool. But I don't need to tell everybody in the whole damn theater, like, oh look, they jumped on the carts. That's Mario Kart. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, look, dude. I'm as excited, but I'm not as vocal about it. I mean, there's, there were audible moments for me where, yes, I was very excited by this. And there's plenty of other things, other Easter eggs, visual cues, and of course, I can't do like some of the musical cues that are in this, but there's a lot in this to catch, and that's what makes it so great. I've been seeing stuff about the new movie, which we're going to see soon, Mario Galaxy, just saying like, oh, it's nothing but like Easter eggs. I'm like, well, yeah, that I don't know what you want. And also saying the similar things that I'm reading about this, that there's just like a thin plot. I'm like, again, I don't know what you want. Like, it's pretty straightforward plot, which I mean, we'll get into, but this is a definite win. We said it before, and I was like, I feel like this movie, this is what this needed to be. It needed to be animated. You can lean into like what the characters look like, kind of the goofy, like surreal nature of what these, this world's like. And it works to its benefit. So yeah, that's, oh good lord, that's my quick thoughts on it. And I'm pretty sure the first thing, first thing is the directors, because weirdly enough, this movie also had two directors. I don't know why, but
not a husband and wife this time.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're not. God, I'm drinking this drink too fast. I'm sorry. It's so damn good, but it's killing me. Yep, I just yeeted my tab across the screen. Hold on. Got to get back. There we go. Let's get a shot. Let's get a shot of the, our two main dudes. But yeah, with the two directors, Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic. Jelenic? I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm butchering the crap out of your name. Yeah, first thing, just is the animation background of these two gentlemen. Opening up their list of movies here. I've got, for Aaron Horvath, that's definitely not Naruto, but that says Naruto. I don't know anything about that. So Teen Titans Go, which
yikes.
Yeah, I was like, man, I could have some thoughts, but YouTube would take us off the air if I said something about that. Although I love how one of them actually in 2019 is recently, which is crazy. Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. I mean, the actual, because I can see the graphic and what they look like for the title screens. I'm like, you're really telling me you made the Teen Titans Go versus the actual, like, the good show of Teen Titans? That's no contest. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers movie. Then of course he also worked on the Mario Galaxy movie. And as for Mr. Michael here, he's got quite a bit more. Pull his tab down. Mario Galaxy also, which is interesting. Super Mario, as we see. The same Teen Titans Go. Dear Lord. Thundercats. Okay, I can give you some of that. We got some Batman. Batman versus Two-Face. Batman, Return of the Caped Crusaders. Teen Titans Go. We're not going to talk about that. Some Wonder Woman in 2009. Superman and Shazam. Batman Brave and the Bold. Okay, I can get behind that. Scooby-Doo and Batman. That was a crossover. It's a very cool one. Some Lego Batman. Yeah, so they do have quite, at least the second gentleman here has quite an extensive background in animation. So, makes sense. So what do you think about what the job they did with this movie? Given, their background as directors or animators, I should say.
I was just looking, and it looks like Aaron Horvath also did the 2010 Mad TV show, which was based on the what was it called? The Mad magazine. That was a very short-lived TV show, but I did watch that.
Nice.
That was a super short-lived TV show. It was only one season, one year worth of a TV show, but he did that too, so that was kind of interesting. I think that they did a really good job on this, given their history, their combined history of what they've done. I did a little research this time, guys.
He's learning.
I did a little research on the directors this time. But given everything else they've done, it looks like Michael Jet. Ooh, you're right about pronouncing his last name. Jelenic. Been in the business for a while. So, I mean, they clearly knew what they were doing with the animation of the movie, the direction they took it. I think it was a good overall direction with this movie. I mean, I think they did a good job with it.
I think I can agree with Frank is here. Don't worry, he's lurking as always. He's is he watching a let's play? Is that how this works? I don't know. Talking about video games, he's watching us instead of actually playing. What a loser! I can't even give you I can't even do the little brother thing. Give him the controller; it's not even plugged in, so he can act like he's playing. Critic reviews are always for the new one are pretty shitty, but fan reviews are great. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like this one is too. It's like you would think somebody who that is your job. You think you would, or at least get somebody that would know more about whatever their movie they're covering is, or I don't know. If you just if that's just what you do and you do a whole plethora of genres, I don't know. I don't say just don't listen to critics, but I'm like, don't take that with, just take it with a grain of salt. I mean, like we always say, go watch the movie for yourself. You may find that you like it. I mean, something like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, a personal favorite movie of mine, but I'm like, I know it's like canonically with like reviews, it's terrible. I'm like, I know that. I still like it. I still think we should give it another try, but yeah. This was made for people who love this series, and again, I'm gonna keep saying, but we're all that little kid in the theater that we've been talking to you guys about. Like, we're that excited kid when we see this kind of thing, and that's what it's for. And that's, I don't know, at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Let me get back to pictures. I think the only thing I was worried about with this movie was that it was when I saw this and I thought, oh great, we're doing an animated Mario movie. I'm like, okay, that's what it needs to be. This is good. And then I saw that it was Illumination, and I have an absolute, and I'm sure we're far enough into the video now where I can drop an F-bomb. I have an absolute fucking hatred for the Minions, and I'm like, great. I'm like, if I see one goddamn Minion in this movie, because they might. I'm like, they would insert themselves into this movie for no goddamn reason, because there have been things that have crossed with Mario before that I'm like, why is this here? I'm like, if I see one Minion, I'm walking out of the goddamn theater. Thankfully, they didn't do that, but that is
just in the intro.
Yeah, I get it. For their logo, I understand that, but I mean, like, in the actual movie, the actual plot, whatever, even as a cameo, I'm like, no, don't, please don't. But they're like, the way they animate their movies, I was like, yes, that I have no doubt that this was going to look amazing. So I watch. There's gonna be one in the sequel. It's gonna piss me off. But anyway, So yeah, moving on to what's I should know by now. I've done the show enough times. The cast, and I don't know. Let's put what's the perfect one to put up there? Holy crap, stacked cast, Batman. It was a little bit. I was a little hesitant when I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna have another big name star be this main character, and I'm like, why? Because name. Like you have Chris Pratt playing Mario, Charlie Day playing Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, and of course Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key of Key and Peele playing Toad, which still blows my mind. So pretty loaded cast. What do you think about this cast for this movie, and who stands out to you the most?
I mean, I gotta go with Charlie Day as Luigi, as one of my favorites, and of course Jack Black as Bowser, as two of my favorites for sure. I think that the two of them really knocked it out of the park. We of course can't forget that the original voice of Mario was in this movie. He was the guy you had up there. You had him up there. There he is.
Charles Martinet.
Yes, Charles Martinet in all his glory.
Yes.
He was in this movie, if only briefly.
Oh, he was. Sorry.
I was just say he played that guy who I just assume we're just gonna call him Jumpman because that just looks like him. He also played Mario's father in this movie, who's the guy about to put the spaghetti in his mouth there, sitting next to him. So a very appropriate character for him to play. So we love that.
I know, sweet. And also I think that as much as I'm not a huge Seth Rogen person, he did kind of kill it as Donkey Kong. I mean, it fit. It did fit. Yeah, the laugh fits. Yeah. I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan, but he did kind of kill it. I got to give it to him. He did kind of kill it as Donkey Kong. So I will give that to him. I think everybody did really well. And it didn't feel like Chris Pratt was Mario, which is good. It felt like Mario, It didn't feel like it was Chris Pratt yeah. As Mario. It felt like Mario, Chris Pratt, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think a good example of what you're saying there, like to me, like when they did Detective Pikachu and it was Ryan Reynolds, I'm like, so it's Ryan Reynolds just being Deadpool being Pikachu. I'm like, it's distracting. I don't know why it was made in the first place. That still boggles my mind, but whatever. Yeah, it's even discussed in the very beginning. They even kind of get that out of the way in the beginning to kind of explain why, because I think I started hearing that like, oh yeah, they're not going to talk like they do. They're not going to be like, yeah, woohoo, it's me, Mario. I'm like, well, why? Why not? And you see that. I mean, I think I had that really cool picture of them like this when they do the commercial for their plumbing business, because of course it's very similar to the '93 movie. They're two plumbers from Brooklyn, and their van does have car troubles. Ironically enough, they do the commercial and they're watching it in the pizzeria, which I'm kind of mad at myself. I forgot to put on pictures because it's a reference to Punch Out, another Nintendo game. But they're watching the commercial and then you just hear Chris Pratt as Mario go like, I don't. Do you think the accents are too much? Is it too much? I don't know. I'm like, okay. You get it out of the way right in the beginning. That's pretty damn funny to me. I'm like, okay, it is just them putting on an act as the Super Mario Brothers, the plumbers from Brooklyn. So I could kind of forgive it for that. Yeah, I think everybody played their parts really well again, especially you knock it out of the park with these castings, like you said. I mean, come on, Jack Black as Bowser, like, yeah, that works for every reason that it works. And of course, I know I said John Leguizamo is my biblically canonically accurate Luigi, but goddamn, Charlie Day is Luigi is one of my favorite things that's happened in recent memory. So, and no, I'm not biased because Luigi's the best and I like him better. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Charlie Day as Luigi. So that's obviously my favorite. Yeah. Where? Oh, plot. So, we haven't asked why yet. So that's a good. We're already improving over the '93 movie. Hi, look who showed up. It's AJ. How you doing? Glad you guys come here for the better, the better movies. I know I'm gonna keep dogging on '93, but it's fine. It has its moments. So plot. Not quite the same plot, but like I said, it's got some of the same beats as the '93 movie. But you know, the two plumbers from Brooklyn get they fall into this warp pipe and they end up in the Mushroom Kingdom from the real world. And as we see in the beginning, somebody I forgot in the beginning. I forgot because you haven't seen this far in The Walking Dead, but it'll make sense in a second. I forgot. I named him King Penguin Ezekiel, because for like the 3 or 4 lines that this dude has, he's played by I can't remember his name now. He plays King Ezekiel. He plays ironically in Teen Titans. He's Cyborg. I feel really embarrassed because I've met this guy before, but I think it's just hilarious that he plays the King Penguin in this. Kari Payton. Thank you. I'm so embarrassed. Sorry. I love you, Kari. I promise. Yeah, he plays the Penguin, so another favorite of mine. But yeah, Bowser steals. Where's that? That's a cool shot. Bowser stealing the superstar to basically rule over the kingdoms, and especially the Mushroom Kingdom, where he's gonna. It kind of takes you for a little bit of a turn where it's like, oh, he's not just taking the superstar to just be all powerful. He's like, oh, I'm gonna marry Princess Peach, and then if not, I'll destroy the Mushroom Kingdom. It's like, okay. I mean, even when he says that out loud to all the Koopas, they're all like, huh? And that one guy, what if she says no? And he just tortures him, which is pretty funny. So yeah, that's basically the plot of the movie. And like I said, Mario and Luigi get separated. Unfortunately, they get Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom. Luigi ends up in the Dark Lands, which is closer to Bowser. Ends up getting kidnapped by him. So of course, Mario's got to step up, be the hero of the kingdoms alongside Princess Peach. Yeah, the only 2 humans that exist in this world. So. And I think how Donkey Kong comes into the picture is the Princess Peach is like, well, we'll go get the help of the Kong army and we'll, stand a chance against Bowser. So that's kind of the plot. What do you think about this plot? Does this one work for you? Is it, it's definitely better? That's just me saying my opinions, but anything you would change, add, delete, Control, delete?
This makes a lot more sense, I must say. I haven't asked why yet. This plot, I mean, the only thing I would ask why about is why does Bowser want to marry Peach? But I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, she's a strong, independent woman. Who wouldn't want to marry Peach? That's not the strong. That's not woman. The strong, independent woman.
Hey, sometimes he is, though, man. Hold on. I'm trying to find that picture. Hold on. My bad. Yeah, that.
Yeah, she's a strong, independent woman, ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. I mean, that there really isn't a why to why you wouldn't want to marry Peach. But no, this plot definitely worked for me. I enjoyed it. I think that the adventure of trying to go to the Kong's kingdom the Jungle Kingdom, trying to get their army, and then the fight that ensues is super fun between Donkey Kong and Mario. That's super fun. And then seeing Rainbow Road was also one of my favorite parts of the movie. That was super enjoyable to watch. I think the plot works for me mostly. There were a couple things that didn't quite make sense plot wise, like why Toad was allowed to just come along when Mario had to go through all of that training course. And also, I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense that he went through the training course because she said she was going to leave in the morning, and it was morning by the time that he was done with the training course. He never actually finished it, but by the time he was quote unquote done with the training course, it was morning. So I guess it makes sense that they had time for all that, but ain't nobody got time for that. When Bowser's on his way to potentially destroy the kingdom. But I think the plot works. I think that overall, it works for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's like I said, there's no meteors and humans hatching from eggs in front of a bunch of nuns. I don't know, man. This makes more sense, obviously, from like the video game sense that the special, I guess it's a MacGuffin, but like the superstar being the all powerful item that Bowser's going to use his leverage to do what Bowser does. Hey, you know what? At least he didn't kidnap Princess Peach. At least they did do something a little different that time. At least he just tried to marry her, which is weird. I guess it kind of makes for kingdoms and stuff. We're trying to have arranged marriages and stuff. What were you gonna
say? They kind of kidnapped her. I guess she went willingly, sort of. She sort of went willingly. Yeah. She agreed to marry him after he did the Kamek did the zappy thing to Toad.
Oh, Namek, yeah.
Or Namek, not Kamek.
Kamek.
Namek?
I don't know his name.
Whatever. The little magic guy. Yeah, the PlayStation buttons guy.
As we've all come to call him.
As we all call him, yeah. But yeah, I think I guess that is a little bit different than the games because he didn't capture her. She went willingly. I guess that is a little bit different than what the general plot of the games are.
I mean, she never did leave the castle. She was always there anyway. She as these two little shitheads give us that wonderful Easter egg of, no, the princess is in another castle. I'm like, damn it. Again, all the references I appreciate. I can't go wrong with this plot, I would say. So yeah, kind of makes sense. It's got its humor, it's got its funny moments. Like I said, plenty of references, other characters that we see along the way. I think even like I'm gonna be that kid with the like when Donkey Kong shows up, in the Jungle Kingdom. It's like, oh yeah, this is kind of alluding to Super Smash Bros. Kind of. So I think my only I don't know if it's really a plot point, but really something we need to talk about here. When you get something as badass as Rainbow Road, that's a really cool sequence of them hauling ass from the Jungle Kingdom back to the Mushroom Kingdom. And of course, as soon as he does it, and I was like, oh, he just screams blue shell and he just attacks them. I was like, oh shit. And I got the really cool shot of right when the shell exploded on the Rainbow Road. That is bullshit because Princess Peach was in first place. And if you know how the blue shells work, it would not have attacked Mario, but whatever, plot reasons, it's got to move forward. Because, I mean, actually, no, you can even see it. I caught you in 4K. You can even see her bike on the right side of the screen. She's still moving. And that shell did explode behind them on Donkey Kong and Mario. That is not how blue shells work. Blue shells go directly to the person in first place in Mario Kart. Now, yes, there is an explosion that may catch you, if you're in like second, like close behind, but that's my only knock, but I'm just being nitpicky. In an otherwise really cool scene. It works. The Mario Brothers end up saving the day. I think I've got a really cool, I got a cool shot of them with the star power. Once they finally power up and knock Bowser into the ground. I think I have, I've as I labeled it, Luigi the real hero. You know, when Mario got knocked down, man, and his brother picked up that sewer grate and stopped him from getting fire blasted by Bowser. So, I love that. Like, that's the cool thing I think that I like about this movie is like their brotherly bond does feel really strong. It feels like, you know, genuine that these two watch out for each other. Like even Luigi having that moment, which I don't have pictures of, but like when they were both kids, and I'm assuming that's a kid version of Spike, who I have a picture of, you know, from earlier. When Spike's like bullying Luigi as a kid, and Mario's the one that steps in and like, you know, always the one protecting him. So it was cool to have Luigi have a moment to protect his own brother in that moment. So
now here's a question. Did you get a picture of my favorite character? The one I'm quoting here? The best character in the movie right there, Limily. She was so great, or they were so great. I don't know if they're probably genderless. I don't know. Anyways, they're a massive star.
Well, we'll see Princess Rosalina here in the next.
Yeah, we'll see Princess Rosalina, and I'm excited for more Limily.
I'm sure it's coming back
because I'm excited for more just cheerful voice and just whatever they have to say. I am excited. I mean, as you saw my quote, there is no sunshine, only darkness. Favorite character in the movie.
Yeah, that was definitely a choice they made. I mean, I was like excited because I'm like, this probably means. Well, I was like, wait, how did the Lumily get here? How did it get captured? Because then I'm like, well, wait, that has to do with Princess Rosalina, which we're gonna see in Galaxy. So I'm like, this is, I think, in this movie as if none of this isn't marketable, but I mean, like the cute little thing that you're all gonna remember is, of course, this like Lumily who just wants to die and is just so happy about it. It's ridiculous. I think the Lumily was that for this movie. I'm like, I know definitely Yoshi's going to be that for this next movie, but I was like, you're not going to let this Lumily character go with Rosalina now being in the sequel. So I'm sure that's not the last we'll see of it. Of course. And of course, yeah, with my quote, as I said earlier, I've got again the other character voiced by Charles Martinet, who, if you don't know, he's the one who has voiced Mario for like the party the last like 30 years. Again, him playing Mario and Luigi's dad is just icing on the cake. And I love it. I know we all love it, and it's things have to come to an end, and unfortunately I think he has since retired from playing the voice of Mario, but we all love that on screen his final words have been, "These are my boys," pointing to Mario and Luigi. Even I didn't have a good picture, but the jump man from the beginning, even, which is also him, does a little woohoo at the end too. So I love that as a send-off. So it makes me happy. I don't have it here. I wish I did, but I've gotten to meet Charles Martinet multiple times at cons. He is just a really fun guy. He's really chill. He's always got a speaker hidden under his table, and he's just always playing Mario music on a loop just the whole time he's at a con. Yeah, he's really fun. He's just kind of what you would think. He's just always upbeat. He's even voiced a dragon in Skyrim, which is cool because that's why I went to go back to see him. I went to see him as Mario first. He signed my game cartridge of Mario 64, which is awesome. And then I went back to meet him twice in the same con because he recognized me because he was like, "Oh, did you forget something?" I was like, "Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I was getting stuff signed for my friends, and I forgot one. I came back for came back around for a third visit." So yeah, love that guy. Okay, what we got? Plot. We said plot, didn't we? So the big question, number 4 here, was animation a better idea than live action? No, now we're going to compare. So we have seen both mediums used to tell a Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yeah, I'm trying to make another joke. Do we want to compare mushrooms to fire flowers? I mean, because one's objectively cooler than the other. I don't know. What do you think? Animation versus live action?
I mean, one of these movies made over $1 billion.
And one almost tanked.
One tanked. So I think the answer is where the money's at. I mean,
30 years later.
30 years later, we've got a very clear winner here if we're comparing them in that light. Now, not to say that I did not thoroughly enjoy myself watching the one from the 90s, because it was an experience. But this experience was all around fun, all around, enjoyable. And what I didn't question why things were happening the whole time. Definitely animation was the way to go for a video game adaptation into a movie, especially a video game like Mario.
Yeah, there's a weird I don't want to say disconnect. There's a weird thing about, like, when you make it live action, I'm like, it's to us, I'm like, yeah, you're trying to make humans, and I mean, you could even animate or CG stuff in with, human actors, but at the same time, I mean, like, you could have made, Mario and Luigi like the humans, and then you could have, not in the 90s, I'm saying, but like you could have like CG'd a big, turtle demon thing like Koopa, Jesus, like Bowser, and something like they did puppetry with Yoshi, right, in the 93 movie, which, admittedly looked really good, I thought. But it's just and like I said, I'm going to give them credit for what they tried to do in 93. They actually put thought into this world and decorated this whole alternate Manhattan to be, I mean, something different. It wasn't, any sort of specific kingdom we saw, but doing it completely in this manner, like I said, you can kind of lean more into, like I said, the way the characters looked, kind of the more cartoony elements of this, like, taking the power-ups, again, like the superstars, the mushrooms, the fire flowers, the ice flower, which made an appearance. That was pretty cool. Characters that we even saw in the background at the wedding scene, like the King Boo and the King Bomb, stuff like that. That poor King Bomb, and he ended up exploding. Poor guy. But he didn't have Reeboks on. I don't know. Maybe he did, but I was like, that'd be funny if just for a quick cameo, like maybe the King Bomb had like Reeboks on or something. That would have been pretty funny. Yeah, I think this thing, like I said, needed to be this way, because this world, it feels like I said, it feels like we're kind of experiencing one of the games. It's all there in this world, and that's how we're seeing it. It's like we're getting that feeling of, like I said, like that kid behind me who had to point out everything in this damn movie. It gives you that sense of wonder about these, this game. And now that we've had 30 some, I think it was 30 years between, right, 93 to 2023. I said this before when we watched this movie. I was like, I think it's unfortunate that the 93 movie just missed out in the 90s about some of the coolest things that came out of it, like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. I think there's a couple more Mario games in there since then. Mario 64, right? Because I got a really cool shot of the castle. That made me happy, because that was one of my first, real experiences playing Mario, was Mario 64. Because, those crazy 3D graphics in the late 90s looked phenomenal, right? But to me, this is what it looked like. As a kid, like these choppy, blocky animations, but like this is what it felt like. It felt grand. I got a big picture. Yeah, got a big picture of the 64 castle like that. Yeah, it just sucks. I'm like, they just missed out on like some of this really cool stuff that they can add. So now having this big amount of time and all these games and lore to draw from, I think that's what also made this better, that we can get the references and There's a world being built here. So animation wins out on this one. I have a picture somewhere. I used all the pictures yet. See, we finally got Pauline again, which I think when this movie came out, I still didn't have any, because you pointed her out. I was like, who the hell? I didn't even know who she was, because all I'd really seen is like from this movie and maybe like one of the recent games. And you would think for somebody who's really kind of intrinsically as important as she is to the lore of Mario, she's the first, damsel in distress from the Donkey Kong arcade game that gets captured. And, you're playing Jumpman, right? Trying to go up there and save the woman from Donkey Kong. I don't know. It's weird. She's the reporter in this movie, which sure. I got a picture. Where is he? I got Cranky Kong.
No, I don't think she's the reporter. She's the mayor.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she's the mayor.
Oh, I thought she was the news reporter.
No, she's the mayor.
Well, that's even better. I was like, yeah, give her more to do. Then we got Cranky Kong, of course, who I think I've seen that like Cranky Kong is allegedly who the monkey is in the original arcade cabinet, because there is Donkey Kong Jr., who would be his son, even though his son is Donkey Kong in this. But like, I think they've even said like the Donkey Kong now is like the grandson or something. I don't know. There's apparently a lineage here. Whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of Kongs, but sure. And I'm not sure who. I was never really sure who Diddy Kong was supposed to be. I don't know if he was like Donkey Kong's like little cousin or something, or I hear you clicking over there. I know I looked it up once and I couldn't remember if like he's got the same last name. I don't know, but so are the Mario brothers, right? Mario and Luigi Mario. It doesn't have to make sense. What you got?
Nothing yet.
Okay. I know I've searched that and I don't remember if they're like related or not. Bear with us. We're looking up lore.
Apparently, Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's nephew.
Okay.
And next to him in that picture that you had up a second ago, that is Dixie Kong,
I couldn't remember her.
Diddy Kong's girlfriend.
Okay.
Allegedly, according to the Mario Wiki.
Well,
that's about as official as I can get. So.
Okay. I've played like Donkey Kong Country maybe twice in my life. I don't really.
Yeah, that's about as close as I can get to lore.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think maybe that was just if that was a theory that like it's Cranky Kong and then there is Donkey Kong Jr. and then the Donkey Kong that we have now is maybe like the grandson or something, but I don't know. Maybe when we cross over with Pac-Man, there's Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, there is Pac-Man Jr. Who knows? We'll get a big Ready Player One-esque type like movie at some point. But I think that's actually, I think that's it. Yeah, we talked about animation versus live action. I'm still curious. So like I said, I would love to. I mean, it's not going to happen now. I'm surprised this even happened. I mean, I'm glad it did. I'll still be really curious to see what a live action would look like. I mean, with technology now, and again, with how much lore is behind the Mario games now, I don't know. But I think it would still be wise to keep this animated. Oh, good Lord. All right, we got trivia. Gamers, we got trivia. Of course we do. Oh, yeah, because I always remember to get pictures of these. Look at that. Look at these two guys. When Mario and Toad try to enter Princess Peach's castle, two Toad guards joke that, quote, the princess is in another castle, which is, of course, a reference to the original Super Mario Brothers game from 1985, where at the end of each world, except for World 8, weirdly enough, a toad says, "Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle." Classic joke. Actually, I think World 8 is the end, so I think this is where you save her. I was like, no, I thought there was 9 for some reason. No, I think there's 8, right? 8 levels in Mario?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember the warp pipes are. I'm like, wait, it was 4, 5, 6, and I thought it was 7, 8, 9. Maybe that's why I thought it was. No, I think it is World 8. I think World 8 is the last one for the original. You click clacking over there. Just we're doing lore again. I wish I had like wait music or something. It's awkward me just sitting there staring at you. Like,
Okay, 8 worlds, which in total has 32 playable levels.
right, because each world has.
Yes. Yeah, 8 worlds. Oh, that's handy. There's a nice little screen grab from the start of each world here.
Nice.
On the nesmaps.com.
No, because I'm like, it's
Neat.
because the warp pipe is in
The
1, 2, right?
yeah.
And then is it not 3, 4, 5? Oh yeah, then 6, 7, 8.
And this website has cheats and everything.
Yeah, back when games had cheats.
That's cool.
Remember when we used to have fun?
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore.
Yep, lots of fun. All right.
Okay. I don't know why in my head I was like there was 9 for some reason, but oh, I got a picture of this because of course I do. I was prepared this time. Also, great shot of Luigi. When Luigi's cell phone rings, his ringtone is the startup jingle from the Nintendo GameCube. The default caller icon also resembles the default Mii on the Nintendo system since the Wii. That was really confusing. It's the default Mii as the caller ID. So yeah, another audio cue. The GameCube startup is Luigi's ringtone, which is awesome. I love that. And also there's Spike from Wrecking Crew, another video game reference. And like I said, they're in the Punch Out Pizzeria, which is again a reference to Super Punch Out. God, it'd be funny if one of the guys back there just looked like Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? Because for some reason that's a thing. God, that shit was hard. Remember when games were hard, but they were still fun? Good lord. Okay, now we got Bowser. Some of Bowser's roars were provided by Kenny James, his current voice actor in the games. So, love that. I'm sure Jack Black also put in some work there because he's exactly the kind of guy who I'm like, yeah, I expect you to be Bowser, and I'm here for it. Oh yes, I actually have 2 pictures of this, but I will go to the important part right there. At the beginning of the movie, when Mario and Luigi have to run to their first job, it's not only a recreation of the classic side-scrolling action from the original 8-bit Super Mario Brothers from '85, but also at the end, Mario jumps on a pole of a restaurant called the Castle Burger, and the way he slides down is exactly the way he does in the game. Also, the shape of the restaurant is the same as the castles that are at the end of every stage. Yeah, again, cool visual cue. That could almost be, Castle Burger. That could almost be a White Castle joke, but I don't think White Castle would want to sue Nintendo because they'll beat him to the punch. But yeah, I've got right before that, like it's kind of hard to see, but like when you watch it, I mean, of course, the camera pans over and you can see it's like the side scrolling, like how the original game is. but like where the blocks are placed, where those little yellow things where the question blocks would be, it's all set up as like the very first part of World 1-1, like when you the very first Mario level you ever play. Again, I love that reference. And then of course, there's always the flagpole at the end in the castle, which yeah, it's very on the nose reference. I love that. Something else that I was really excited about. It's a great shot. When Luigi lands in the Dark Lands, his encounters and flickering flashlight are references to Luigi's mansion. I was kind of hoping for that. I was like, I hope if in his little bag of tools he pulls out like a vacuum cleaner, starts like trying to start ghost busting some booze around the world. That would just make me so happy. But no, that's about as close as we get to Luigi's mansion. But I appreciate the reference nonetheless. Oh yes, and we mentioned this already. A game cabinet in the pizzeria early in the film is called Jumpman. The character of Mario, of course, was originally known as Jumpman when he first appeared in the video game Donkey Kong from 1981. The character's name was then changed to Mario as a tribute to the landlord of Nintendo's America warehouses, Mario Segal. Segal? Not like Steven Seagal. Seagal. I don't know how to say his name. But of all people, the landlord of Nintendo's America warehouses, his name was Mario. So they liked him enough to make him, the namesake of one of the most iconic video game characters, out there. So
now, if you keep that picture up, you can see in the background it says Mayor Pauline on the TV.
Oh, it does. Okay. All right. Fair enough. She moved up in the world, so I can't fault her for that. Yeah, and of course, again, that's I love that it's basically just Charles Martinet and just him being him playing Jumpman, the original Mario, with Mario on screen. Like this is a great frame of so many references. I love that. I mean, if you're doing a video game movie, you got to have Easter eggs, obviously. It's kind of the point. Ooh, okay. So, as we always do in this show, what could have been? Let's put Mario up first. So, Owen Wilson, Billy Crystal, and Mike Myers were considered to be the voice of Mario, while Martin Short, Albert Brooks, and David Spade were considered for Luigi. I feel like energy wise, like Billy Crystal would have been pretty fun. Mike Myers, I don't know. I mean, Mike Myers to me is always just cat in a hat, and I'm like, that's a whole level of chaos that I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he could have done it. Owen Wilson would have been interesting. I think he's kind of got that mellow. I mean, because the whole movie though, I'm just gonna be like, just say wow, one time, just wow. When you see something crazy like a Mushroom Kingdom, he goes, wow. I don't know. Luigi, probably should have put a picture of both of them up. Let's put the one with Spike. It's a little different. As far as Luigi, Martin Short, Albert Brooks, David Spade. David Spade would have been kind of interesting, I think. I don't know. I'm forever happy that we got Charlie Day. So I think you nailed the cast. I mean, I'm glad with what we got, honestly. What else we got? Oh, doing a Rainbow Road, and I've got this killer shot of him doing a drift boost for it. Yeah, that one. During the Rainbow Road chase sequence, Mario flies off the edge of the road and lands down on the bottom part of the road to get away. And of course, in Mario Kart 64, which came out in '96, there was a huge shortcut on Rainbow Road which led you to do the exact same thing. Yeah, I was like, again, subtle references. Again, like when he's just doing this and you see the sparks flying off the tires, I'm like, yeah, you do the drifts to get a little bit of a boost. When I don't have one of the road when it's split apart, it's like, yeah, you can just jump off the edge of Rainbow Road and land somewhere else, take the shortcuts, and that became a thing. Yeah, there were two Mario Karts in the 90s. Like I said, you guys missed out on some really cool stuff. That poor 93 movie, man. Yeah, again, more subtle references to the games. That's what I like about this is it feels like it was done with like care because again, we know where we came from with this 93 film, and I'm sure there was a lot of skepticism, like, yeah, but remember what happened last time, guys? So, and they're like, hold on, trust me, we're gonna take care of this thing and do it right, and I think they did. Oh yeah, I get to use this really cool shot of Fire Princess Peach. It just looks slick as hell. I love that. Mario never actually uses a fire flower in this movie. Introduced in the original Super Mario Bros. From '85, the fire flower allows you to project fireballs to defeat your enemies. One of the coolest power-ups, obviously. In the movie, it's used by Princess Peach to start a fire when they're out in the country, so when they camp for the night. And later by Donkey Kong during the final siege against Bowser in the Mushroom Kingdom. Couldn't get a good one of Donkey Kong because it happened so fast, but yeah. As I always say in games, if you can use an element, use fire. I don't care what it is. If it's Pokemon, pick a fire starter. You know, always fire. Always pick fire. That's always my advice to people. I don't know. It's always a superior power up in every type of game. So, and I think that's actually I think that's it. So, since Frank's not a fucking nerd like me, I have other stuff for you guys. With this, I'm surprised I didn't use some of the. I like this. This obviously shows kind of the hilarity of like picking, the carts. Of course, like Mario gets like a standard cart. Peach does the smart thing, which is uses the bike because bikes are usually more of the superior choice. But you can go wild. You can get some big tires and get some crazy crap going on like Toad does. I mean, do your thing. There, and like I said, there are visual cues that I want to point out because I can't do the audio cues. One of the weird things is actually when Mario's in his room, he's playing Kid Icarus on the Nintendo. So I'm like, well, the game exists. So I'm wondering again, thinking Smash Brothers wise, is there other game characters that we might see? I'm hoping that's what Galaxy's about, honestly. When they bust through the brick wall, if anybody recognizes that familiar shape that the the hole in the wall cuts out, it's the original 8-bit head of Mario from '85. That's you can see his little hat on top, his big nose, and his mustache sticking out on the right side there. Again, just funny, subtle stuff like that. When they go further down into the lower levels of Manhattan, there you can see the little sign in front of Mario on the stairs. It says level 1, 2, like just like the game, just level 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Just subtle stuff in the background that I love. We got the 64 castle. Oh, we didn't really talk about this banger right here. Letting Jack Black just be Jack Black and do his thing, and we get the song Peaches that Bowser sings about her. Yeah, just go look it up. You're not gonna be upset. I hear you humming over there. It's an earworm. It's it's pretty funny. Those are I think that's it. The only other thing was, at the end, Bowser unwillingly eats a mushroom that powers you down, so it makes you small. So this is where we left him. he's a little pet turtle now in a cage with his little piano. So yeah, that's where we're left off. Okay. So, oh god, pictures. Okay. So that's pretty much it. And that's, like I said, I got some extra stuff for you, just some visual Easter eggs. But that is Mario 2023. So, my shoulder popped. What are that hurt? What are your final thoughts on this movie as we start to wrap this up here? What'd you think?
5 superstars. That is my final thoughts. I really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun. It has rewatchability too, I think, for sure. You'll definitely see stuff in it that you didn't see the first time. And I really enjoyed it, and I recommend you give it a watch, especially with the new one that just came out. Go watch this one and then go see the new one. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I recommend seeing this one first.
I mean, I of course recommend seeing the 1993 movie first, but no. Yeah, this is what, like I said, this was what the movie needed to be if we were making a Mario movie. I mean, I'm glad I got to see this in my lifetime. I'm what, probably was probably just into my 30s, when I saw this movie, and I'm like, but I still feel like I'm, like 7 years old again, playing Mario. Like, again, I know I dog on that kid, but I'm like, but that's how I felt. Like, that's what this movie did, and if it can do that for you, that's wonderful. Yeah, I definitely recommend this movie. I think it's on some streaming things. I'm not even gonna look. I hear you clicking. Go ahead. Because I mean, Nintendo's at least gonna take credit for this and say that it exists. So, yeah, good for them. Is it on anything? Let me look. Fandango, Peacock, Hulu. I think these all say require. It's either some of these just say subscription, but I hate when it says like Amazon Prime, but you have to have this. I'm like, so it's not that; it's the other million subscription services you have to have. It's on a couple things. Even then, it might be behind some paywalls, but I mean, I've got this movie on physical too. I mean, it's worth seeing. It's definitely worth seeing before the new Mario Galaxy movie, which of course we're going to review on Tuesday. So at some point this weekend we're going to go see that, and I'm excited. I think the world is getting bigger. I think even that moment, like when they're out in the country on their way to the Jungle Kingdom, and Peach is looking up in the sky and saying like, "There's a whole world of galaxies out there." I'm like, aha. Yeah, like Mario Galaxy, right? And I was kidding, but that's the sequel. So, yes. Yeah.
So if you Google this movie, right next to it is a little question box, and if you click it, you can click it rapidly over and over again, and it does the coin.
Oh, Jesus. Yep, I heard it in my
ear. So that's fun. So go Google the Super Mario Bros. Movie and go get your coins. That's fun.
Coin sound used to be my text notification.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the little doo-doo.
Yeah.
Sound. Yeah, happens when you click it. So that's cute. I wonder what happens if you search the new one.
I don't know. See, Google's always doing fun stuff.
Oh, they don't have a little fun thing next to it.
Oh,
that's a missed opportunity.
Well,
anyways, search the Super Mario Bros. Movie and go click the little question block, because that's fun.
I'm surprised this one's not like a little Yoshi egg. I mean,
a little Yoshi egg would have been perfect.
Yeah.
A little Yoshi, or a little nerve sound.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. I wonder if they'll do that after it's released or something. But that's cool. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel brain.
I was trying to read stuff. No one heard me say that. Yeah. Maybe they'll add something, and they'll not be like the Avengers who... I'm sorry, the Thunderbolts, who like 30 seconds after the movie aired, they already ruined the entire fucking, like, they're like, oh, look, it's the new Avengers. I'm like, I haven't even seen the movie yet. Damn, you just pulled that facade away real fast. I'm like, I was wondering what the little asterisk meant, and like, you couldn't even wait till the movie like dropped, maybe a week later, and then said that, even though it would have been all over the internet. Damn. maybe there'll be something for it. Okay, I'm also just being a spoiler avoider, so I'm just I'm not ignoring you guys in the comments, but I am ignoring you. So, so as we get out of here, where do the people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on TikTok and Twitter /X, or Twix, as I'm now calling it. Delicious. We're calling it Twix now. You can find me on Twix and TikTok at Timception. I do haunt makeup looks, and maybe someday I'll get back into streaming. Eventually, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But as for now, I do haunt makeup looks on TikTok, so you can follow me there.
See, sounds like me. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Just not be so damn lazy. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe one of these days. Yeah. Go check her out. Like I said, she's vastly more talented than I am with like hot makeup. Like I said, I throw horns on my head and I call myself Satan. So, but yes, for me, I'll be here Tuesday. Like I said, going over the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Doing whatever else we do. I'm also here on Tuesdays, as you know. Again, I got to be player one again tonight. Frank's somewhere else, so he let the little brother have the controller for tonight, and I actually got to play. So, yeah. Maybe if I stop being so lazy, I'll do stuff. I don't know. I'm just a tired millennial. I'm just like, I don't make me do stuff. Yeah. So that's what we got coming up. So join us for that. Go watch this movie. Like I said, go watch the 93 movie. You know, have fun. That's what these movies do, and that's what it's all about. So, and I gotta find the music now. God damn, I suck at this. There we go. God damn it. Anyway, doing round 3. So we'll see you guys there. See you later. So much better. Such a better movie.
Way better. I'm excited for more Lumily.
I don't doubt it. As soon as I saw Princess Rosalina be put in the trailer, I'm like, oh god damn it, that Lumily is going to come back, isn't it? It's got to. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.